What is going on, everybody? My name is Dakota and welcome back to Coda's Cologne. Today we're going to be reviewing and looking at Galloway by Parfums De Marly. This is one of my favorite scents by Parfums De Marly. This is a good scent that anyone should be able to wear, that anyone should be able to have. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Alrighty, so I went with Parfums De Marly today because it's kind of a hot day outside, and this is actually going to be the one that I'm wearing today. I'm recording this video kind of early in the morning, see how this goes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show off the atomizer on this. It is a pressurized atomizer. It's a very good atomizer, but for what this is, for who makes this, and for the price you pay for this, you expect everything about this to be top tier. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 on the arm there, get that drying down a little bit. As far as Parfums De Marly goes, this scent for them is a more of a spring and summertime scent, maybe a little bit of a fall scent. It's got a lot of citrus on the opening. It's got some oranginess to it. It's got a little powderiness to it. There's a little touch of iris in here, but I'm not really you don't really pick up on that on the initial spray. Has a touch of floral note to it, but the things that you get most dominantly that my nose pick up is some of the citruses, a little bit of that floral, some of the iris, a little powderiness, and it has a little bit of a muskiness to it. But in my experiences wearing this, that normally doesn't happen until later in the dry down. Normally on the first initial spray, you're just kind of you're kind of hit with a lot of citrus, a little iris, a little powdery. And what we're going to do is we're going to get into the note breakdown, get this thing spin it up. I'll be back in a second. All right, we got this bottle spinning up, and the note breakdown on this one is actually a fairly small note breakdown for what it is. It has top notes of citruses and pepper. I don't get a lot of pepper out of the top of this, or at least not what my nose can pick up, but the citruses you definitely get. There's a lot of orange in this, there's a lot of lime in this, not so much the lemon notes, and the reason I'm going with those 3 is based on the picture. Those are 3 they showed me. The middle notes on this as it starts to dry down is orange blossom and iris. That's what's going to give you some of them floral notes. And the blend of this could lean genuinely unisex. It leans a little more masculine to my nose. But yeah, the middle notes are orange blossom and iris. And as it dries all the way down to the base, you're gonna be left with a musk and an amber. And a lot of that musk and amber, it doesn't start to shine through until you get into the deep dry down. This fragrance does take a long time to dry down. It takes a solid hour to get all the way there, but me personally, I love that. I love the morph that this does. I love the change that this pushes through. That's part of the reason why I love this fragrance so much. So that is going to wrap up the note breakdown portion of this. Let me get y'all flipped back around and we'll get into the rest of the review. Alrighty, so as we like to do, I went ahead and gave it about a 30 to 40 minute dry down, maybe a little bit less. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't look at the clock. And as this dries down a little bit, a lot of that citriness, there it is, finally got it, citriness. Nope, that don't sound right. What is the word for the citrus smell? A lot of that citrus smell that this has pulled all the way through to the dry down. As this dries down, it loses some of that kind of fresh, maybe a little fresh spicy it gets. And it does get a little bit warmer. The iris pulls through just a little bit. You kind of pick up on some of that floral note just a little bit more. But some of that muskiness and some of that powderiness pull through. And the citrus notes are still there. They're just not as dominating as they are before. To me, on the dry down, what I pick up the most is kind of a tangerine smell. To me, that pulls through very well. Kind of a powdery musk. And I can still pick up the iris a little bit on this, which I really like this fragrance. I have no complaints with this fragrance at all. I absolutely love this one. Part of the reason why it is today's scent of the day. So we're gonna get into the price and availability of this. Availability wise, most retailers should have some form of Parfums De Marly. I don't know if they would all have Galloway. Galloway isn't one that's really talked about a lot. It's not on the level of, say, like for a summer fragrance, we'll say it's not on the level of like a Sedley or a Greenlee, which those 2 are awesome as well. Just for me personally, I really like Galloway. Most discounters are going to have this, and unfortunately for the pricing of this, I highly recommend you get this from a trusted discounters, because Parfums De Marly is one that is cloned very easily, and it's not really a cloned fragrance. They try to clone everything. They try to clone the bottle, the box, everything. So you do have to be careful for when you buy these. If you buy from a discounter, I would say buy from a trusted one that is a guaranteed genuine. So Fragrance Net, actually price-wise, Fragrance Net actually has the best price. If you're looking at Galloway, they have the best price right now. It's $166, 125 ml bottle, and it's 125 for a 75 ml bottle, which pricing wise, that's awesome. So yeah, because retail on this is 250, I want to say, is for the 75 mil, and I think it's 300 plus for the 125. And as much as I absolutely love these fragrances, I can't go that much on one, especially not one like this. For a fall fragrance, for a winter fragrance, if it's absolutely one that I'm in love with, maybe, but just for this one, as much as I do love this scent, I couldn't go on that. And then, so we're gonna get into the performance of this. And the performance on this is good. For it being a citrus type of fragrance, it actually handles through very well. The deep dry down on this, because I have experience wearing this before, so I can speak to the deep dry down, just not of the right now. A lot of some of that orangeness, some of that tanginess, it pulls all the way through. Some of the citrus notes pull all the way through. The ambery notes gives it like a warm, fresh twist. The iris tends to, it's not a heavy iris, it's kind of a lighter iris, but it stays all the way through. So this is a beautifully blended fragrance. This is blended very well. The performance is good. You get, for me, I get anywhere from 8 to 10 hours on this. That's normally somewhere in the 6 to 8 spray range on this one, and that's normally with a refresh. But you know, I get anywhere from 8 to 10 hours on this, and for a fresh scent, that's awesome. The sillage is wonderful on this. It falls away from you beautifully. The projection on this one is very good. When you walk into a room, it will announce that you're there for you. So longevity wise, I would give this, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Sillage wise, probably 7 out of 10. Projections, probably about in another 8 range. But because of the beautiful scent note and the beautiful way that this thing was blended and the scent profile itself, I would give this a 9 out of 10 as a whole. The only fresh Parfums De Marly I like more than this one is going to be Sedley, and that's just because I like Sedley. There's something about that one that just does it for me. But I prefer to wear Sedley on the blazing hot days, because Sedley is that's a whole nother video. I ain't gonna get into that. I just prefer this one for the warm fall days or in the warm spring days. To me, this is a hotter spring and fall day fragrance. But yeah, I would highly recommend this to anyone. Like I said, it's a beautifully blended fragrance. It comes from a very well-respected house. They are a niche brand that makes probably the most likable niche fragrances across the whole line, not just one or two, but their whole line is very good. So yeah, but I think what that is, I'm gonna go ahead and get on this bottle one more time. But I think what that's going to do for us today is I think that's going to go ahead and wrap us up. As always, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for subscribing. Thank you for the feedback. I will say that in every video because I genuinely appreciate everything that I get in return from everyone. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.